What's going on, Rebels? This is Boaz here with Airsoft GI, and this is going to be my loadout for toppling Cisco over on his back with his legs up in the air, this wide open. How's it going, guys? It's Boaz here with Airsoft GI, and I'm going to do a quick rundown of my loadout for the upcoming BB Wars Midnight Sun happening at D14 Airsoft in Texas on November 7th, where I will be co-leading the Rebel forces along with Matt, aka Fake Cisco. Now, if you guys don't know, historically, when I was growing up playing BB Wars as a kid, I would always join the Rebel side. So actually having the opportunity, having the chance to co-lead with you guys out there on the Airsoft field is actually, for me, a dream come true. So let's go over what I have in my kit. First things first, as always, going from the head all the way down, I am currently running a Tactical BALACLAVA. Now, I just wear this for two reasons. Number one, it holds in actually my lower face protection. And number two, it actually helps wick away the sweat dripping, from my head, so it doesn't get, all clogged up in my eye protection. And another side benefit, actually, now that I've started growing my hair out, is it keeps all this unruly hair kind of in place. Now, inside my BALACLAVA, I had this really old, like Iron Airsoft, I believe that was the company. I don't think they're around anymore, but back in the day, they did make this little mesh mouthguard piece that you could have just protecting your teeth. You don't want to get your teeth shot out when you get shot in the face, especially if you run something so low pro like this. But however, a good alternative I would recommend nowadays to a lot of people is the Tactical Shadow Warrior mask, where basically it'll integrate this mesh mouthguard into your balaclava, so it's one solid piece. So if you guys are looking for any small mesh solution like this, you can either take your existing mesh mask and cut around it and basically make your own little insert, or like I said, a cleaner solution, Tactical Shadow Warrior mask. Next up for eye protection, I have my Smith Optics Aegis Echo shooting glasses. These are really nice and very comfortable. It does come with interchangeable lenses. These are ANSI impact rated. So this is basically what I use. Funny story, actually, it's because I got these for free from a buddy, because he just gave them to me when he bought his Oakley M frame. So I guess it's kind of Gucci, but yeah, I'm just running them because they're free. Get this off me, dude. Oh, whew. Okay. All right, much better. Oh, did I not wash this from the last game? I'm gonna make sure to wash it before I go out to Texas.
That is disgusting.
Next up, this is gonna be my plate carrier. Now, this is gonna be like my one setup that does it all type of deal. I don't have multiple plate carriers. Well, technically I do, it's just sitting in my closet. But I've been trying to, over the years, to kind of consolidate all my kit. So, I want a plate carrier that I could take to Airsoft games, as well as the real steel range day stuff. So I just decided to consolidate it into one setup that can do it all. So for that, I chose the Faro Concepts Slickster. That's pretty much what I'm running. It's a very Instagram famous plate carrier. I know I got suckered into the hype. But I will say, for what it is pretty good. Kind of moving down from there, I have just their standard MOLLE placard setup. I do really like their MOLLE's placard setup just because how versatile it is. You can actually get either aftermarket chest rigs or other additional panels where you can switch out loadouts on the fly. So instead of having multiple plate carriers for different guns that you use, you can actually just swap out your placard and keep the plate carrier the same way. It'll actually save you money and time down the line. Now, as of right now, because I'm running Mayo M4s, I have a triple HSGI taco setup right here that just holds 3 M4 magazines. It's simple and it does the job. Over here on my left hand side, I do have a Baofeng push to talk kind of little speaker mic thing here that I use. I probably won't be using the radio here, so it's probably just going to be here for looks for now. And then over here on my shoulder pads, I have from a company called Defense Mechanisms. They make a little cable management sleeve for my antenna relocation kit for my Baofeng radio over here. And then moving over here to the sides, this is not the stock Faro cummerbund. This is actually a cummerbund, again, made by Defense Mechanisms. I just like their modular tube system where you can quickly release. It's sort of just like the CONDOR, the new CONDOR plate carriers. They're using the kind of same tube design. I just chose this cummerbund because it's elastic. I love elastic cummerbunds, and it also has this really cool, neat tube feature that, again, I really love. Finding a slickster in today's market is pretty tough just because Faro Concepts doesn't really regularly restock their items for whatever reason. I'm sure it's because of shortages or the hype culture, who knows. But, and also another drawback of running a slickster is a lot of their stuff is pretty proprietary to Faro Concepts, so it is kind of tough sourcing these parts out. I was actually very lucky to find a setup that works for me. But if you want something more universal, a little bit more easier to come by, I would recommend getting the CONDOR VANQUISH system, which is also like a very nice minimal plate carrier that just runs MOLLE. And if you want an adaptive placard system, we did a video on this one company called Advanced Dynamic that we carry that basically transforms any plate carrier into a nice modular placard system like this. And again, easily available, readily available, and you don't have to constantly search the internet and, you know, buy your slickster and stuff off of scalpers, which is kind of what I did. Now moving towards the bottom of my plate carrier, this is sort of where like the real steel range day stuff kind of comes into play. I just got a generic dangler pouch that I found in MULTICAM, and I just like this because it's small, it kind of stays out of the way, and the zippers are mounted on the front instead of the top. So that way, you know, I don't have to do one of these to have access to it. And as you can see, I have a medic pouch over here just because it has a first aid kit for any like range day boo-boos. In my experience, it does come in handy even in airsoft matches, especially in longer MULTICAM events. Some Neosporin and, you know, bandage up the boo-boo, you know, some, nothing too serious, just a nice little first aid kit that I stuff in here. It comes in handy. And also, I do have a real tourniquet just in case emergencies on the real range. But in airsoft, it's just, you know, for looks. Moving over here to the back, I have a modified version of the LBX Armistice 2 banger back panel, I believe. I did modify it to fit the back of the Feral Concept Slickster. It's a little jank, but I think it still looks a little cool. It does have the ability to store, you know, either Thunder Bees or tagging rounds that I use in MULTICAM events. However, for this BB Wars, I probably won't be using those, but you might catch me with a couple of our smoke grenades out there on the field. And to finally round all of it out, I have these custom-made patches from a company called Patch Panel. They're based out in Canada. It takes forever to get those patches in, but it just has the Korean flag represent, and also all my team designations and stuff, and my blood type. LARPy things, you know? Now moving towards my belt line, I have the Ronin Tactics belt. I forget which belt it was. It might have been the shooter belt or the warrior belt, something like that. But I did buy this a few years ago, and it is by far my favorite gun belt to run just because of its double Velcro design. I believe we have similar items out there on our website. I believe Emerson or TMC makes one, as well as Condor. They do have their laser cut Cobra belt buckle, which honestly is very comfortable. If I did not go with the Ronin Tactics years ago, and if I just waited a little longer, I probably would have gotten the Condor laser cut belt just because of how comfortable and how well together it stays while you're running out there on the field. Now moving down towards my mag pouches, I have two Tec-9 pistol mag pouches that are holding in my gas pistol magazines, and also I have two HSGI taco magazines, again holding more M4 magazines. Moving down towards the back, I do have a roll-up dump pouch. I believe it's made by Tactical. I will put a title card of whatever it is in there. It's a nice small compact dump pouch that basically rolls up, so it kind of stays out of the way, and it's not super huge where it's just spanking your butt every time you run when it's loaded with mags. It's one of like my biggest pet peeves on the field. Now moving towards the back of my right side, I do have a Blue Force Gear micro trauma kit that I do have for, again, range reasons. It's just a first aid kit, so it is LARPy for this event that I'm going to. But again, I'm consolidating my kit, all right? Consolidating my airsoft and my real steel just into one universal setup, all right? Now moving over to the complete right side of my belt, I have a MULTICAM holster that can hold both G series and Elite Force Glock pistols, as well as my KWA ATP full auto. This is one of my trusted sidearms here for years that I have in my private collection. What did I have done to it? Absolutely nothing. Completely bone stock. It does go full auto, and you might ask, Boaz, are you gonna go full auto with this thing? Probably not, just because I'm not carrying a lot of ammo with me, so I need to conserve ammo. And I do have my TLR1 HL flashlight just for low light scenarios, and also I kind of need a flashlight to properly holster this gun in the MULTICAM holster. Now, one of my favorite pieces of my loadout is to subscribe! Huh? What? You thought I would go on this video without telling you to subscribe? Oh, it's too bright? Oh, the light's too flashy? Actually, it might be an epilepsy thing. Hold on. There you go. All right, you need to subscribe, okay?
I can't even see you, Boaz.
What exactly are you doing watching our videos without subscribing, all right? We break our backs to make entertaining content for you guys, okay? So hit that red button. And also, if you want to support Cisco directly, and also keep Kevin off these streets eating ice soup every night, crying himself to sleep, Shop at Airsoft GI. All right, you support Airsoft GI directly. It supports the channel directly. Okay, it allows us to keep making Gucci content for you guys. Capiche? All right.
I couldn't see you at all during that.
That was the point. The last thing on my belt setup, and again, this is something that I've been preaching on numerous tactical gearheads over and over again, are gonna be my Amazon glove clips, all right? These are just like a few bucks on Amazon, and it just holds your gloves in place so nice. I actually picked this up when I was on a film shoot, and we were, handling a lot of like hot lights and heavy items on set. And so instead of just pocketing your gloves, I saw guys running around with these Amazon glove clips, and I've never looked back since. And attached to those glove clips are my MECHANIX MULTICAM gloves in medium. I have medium-sized hands for those of you who are curious. I will live and die by my MECHANIX gloves. Those are the only gloves I've run ever since I've started airsofting. You might be wondering, hey Boaz, your loadout's pretty sick. What kind of gun are you running? Well, allow me to introduce to you, for the first time ever on Airsoft GI TV, my custom Tokyo Marui MWS gas blowback M4. Oh boy, let me tell you how much money I spent on this guy. Oh gosh, what am I doing with my life? Now, what did I do to this gun? Oh boy, what haven't I done to this gun? Well, I'll go in depth on what I exactly put into the gun and what exactly my thought process was in a private collection video coming soon, now that I have thoroughly fielded it. But just to give you a quick rundown, I do have a Magpul, I think it's an MOE SLK stock, nice compact stock, one of my favorite stocks actually to go to. Magpul K2 pistol grip, and the PTS Radiant Arms Raptor charging handle for MWS. I do have an Airsoft holographic sight that is mounted onto the PTS Unity riser, and I do have a nice D-ball style laser flashlight combo, Night Evolution scout light, mounted onto a Airsoft Mach blast diffuser. I do have some BCM M-Lock rail covers, and also the BCM Kinetic Angle Grip, I believe it's called. Yeah, it was made by the Dragonfly himself. And running that, I do have some Ace One Arms magazines for the Tokyo Marui, which basically hold about 30 to 35 rounds a piece. So if I'm running 7 magazines with about 30 rounds each, was that 210 rounds? So basically, I'm only running one EPM1 worth of BBs to this BB Wars. I am gonna run out of ammo so fast, so fast. Does anyone have green gas? Hey man, you got some spare green gas and BBs? Oh, you only use .25s, never mind. Hey, .3s, anybody? Anyone have any .3s? The rest of my loadout, I am not gonna be wearing any form of camouflage just because we're on the Rebel team. Therefore, we're not allowed to wear camouflage uniforms. So you'll probably see me running, I don't know, probably some like hardcore or metalcore death metal band shirt, probably. Maybe a Slayer shirt if I'm feeling it, and jeans. But on my feet though, I will be running the very hype Ultima Maritime Assault Boots, which are basically just more rugged Converse shoes in multicam black. Thank you guys so much for watching my tactical gearheads for the upcoming BB Wars Operation Midnight Sun D14 Sanger, Texas, November 7th, all right? Hopefully I'll get to see you guys there fighting for the rebel cause, all right, to topple Cisco and have his legs spread this wide open just because of how badly he loses, okay? So again, if you guys haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and if you want to support us directly, have us hosting more BB Wars and doing more fun content for you guys, make sure to support AirsoftGI.com, okay? And hopefully I'll see you on the field in Texas, toppling Cisco over.